How we doing? Good morning. Yeah, been really excited to meet with them this week. It was great to sit down with them. Coach Carroll and Chip was great. Chip recruited me out of high school, so we kind of had a relationship from that early on. But they're an elite staff. I think that they're on a great track for a lot of improvement for these upcoming years. I also have one of my best friends from high school, JPJ, as an offensive lineman there. So it's kind of been fun to talk with him and get his experience inside of things. But they're a great program and they're definitely trending. Yeah, I've met with them a little bit this week. It's been great to form that relationship with them. Didn't really talk to them as much at the Senior Bowl, but it's been great to sit down with them, talk ball, and kind of just start to build that relationship with them.
Jaxson, it's next man up in Oxford now, and that next man is going to be Boston Simmons. We've seen that he's such a dynamic playmaker. He sat behind you, he's learned from you. What can we expect out of Boston Simmons next year?
Yeah, he's an elite talent. I haven't really seen anybody like him who can really spin the ball with his arm talent. So I'm really excited for him. He's going to take a huge step leadership-wise this year, and really excited for the team to grow, and I think they're just going to pick up where we left off.
Jaxson, so over your career, you've shown a lot of growth from year one to your last year. It's been small, incremental progress. What can you attribute to your success as your career's gone?
Yeah, I think I've just always been somebody that's been process-driven. I feel like I had a really good circle around me, coaching-wise, of guys who have really developed me. A lot of guys who had a ton of NFL experience, so they know what it looks like. So that's been huge for me in my development and just continuing to stack years, learn from experiences. Those times in the off season where you get to look back and look at the things that you struggled with and really try to improve and make them something that's a strength of yours has been huge. And like I said, I had a great circle around me who helped develop me each and every year. Yeah, Coach Kiff was great. Not only was he a great coach on the field, but I could say he's one of my best friends off the field. So I knew what I was going into with him, and the quarterbacks that he's coached at a really high level, and a lot of them had different skill sets. So him being able to form an offense and build it around their strengths was something that was big for me going into it, and he was great for my development.
There was this assumption that there are two quarterbacks at the top and then a second one. Do you agree with that, and do you think you can close that gap?
Look, there's a lot of people who say a lot of different things, so I'm not trying to tie my head into anything like that. I'm somebody that's process-driven. Just want to take it one day at a time. This has been a dream for me since I was a little kid to be in this position that I'm in today. So I'm really just trying to improve. I know that if I control things that I can control, everything's going to play out the right way. So I'm not even too nervous about that at all. Yeah, JJ is an elite player. You see his versatility of how we used him on the field this year. You even saw him at the combine yesterday in testing. Him being able to run some tight end and fullback drills and catch the ball out of the backfield. So, he's been an elite person in the organization that we had. But at the same time, on the field, you can trust him to do anything. For the Seahawks, it's been great to build a relationship with them. They have an elite coaching staff and have a ton of talent on their team. So it's been a lot of fun, sitting and talking ball.
There's a narrative around this
Well, I had a different offense coordinator. I have an elite coaching staff this year. Brought in Coach Judge, who has won multiple Super Bowls, who was also an NFL head coach. So I feel like development-wise, you saw it at the Senior Bowl. Conceptually, I've ran every concept, and I've had reps at it. So they know what it looks like. Coach Kiff at one point was the youngest NFL head coach. I think that says something. Coach Weiss, my offense coordinator, coached the NFL. His dad coached the NFL, won Super Bowl. So they all know what it looks like. And I feel like I was put in a great spot. And, I think that's kind of just a lazy narrative. Jeez. There's so many. I think right now it's Jeddah's, Devontae Adams, Jamar. I could go on and on. DK, AJ. There's just so many elite guys. I'm just excited to get that opportunity.
So you've dealt with quarterback competition during your college career. What from those lessons
execute? Will you take to the NFL, and how will you show how might get you on the job?
Yeah, I think that me being able to overcome those really has taught myself a lot about what I'm about. I don't really care who I'm stepping in a room with. I'm gonna go compete every single day. That's kind of been my mantra since I stepped into college. I've never sat on the bench before, so I've constantly been competing, ever since I was in high school, and just trying to develop myself and then put our team in the best situation to win. Well, Coach Judge is one of the most knowledgeable coaches that I've ever been around. He knows every part of the game. He was coached every part of the game, even in the special teams. So he knows what it looks like. He knows how to break down tape, and he was huge for me this year for game prep. And at the same time, just breaking down the little fundamentals and really just trying to hone in and improve on those. So Coach Judge is an elite coach. He's going to be another NFL head coach one day. At another great spot and have a ton of success wherever he goes. But he was huge for me this year.
What do you feel like is the biggest thing you need to improve in order to make the jump to the next?
Yeah, there's always going to be an adjustment period. I mean, anytime you take a jump, anytime you play in a new offense as well. So I think, for me, just continue to improve my footwork. There's a few things where me being able to take longer drops, having to consistently work through progressions at a faster rate. There's, like I said, literally everything that you can have skill set wise, you got to improve on for the next level. Yeah, it was great talking with them. I'm really excited for what they have in store for these upcoming years, and being able to talk ball with them and their knowledge of the game was huge. Yeah, the Steelers have been great. Coach Smith, Coach Tomlin. I think they're great coaches, elite at what they do, and they've had a ton of success everywhere they've been. And especially for Coach Tomlin, being able to sustain that success is extremely impressive. So, had a lot of fun making relationships with them. Yeah, that's been great. Coach Dable is somebody who brings a ton of energy anytime you step into a room, and that whole coaching staff, I had a ton of experience working with them at the Senior Bowl and meeting with them, and then especially here, being able to sit and talk ball again. So it's been a lot of fun. They're great people, and at the same time, they're great coaches.
What are some of the bigger questions that teams throughout the Senior Bowl and here
I mean, I don't think it's really anything, too big of questions. I think it's more just being able to sit down and talk ball. They want to see your recall skills. They want to be able to see your knowledge of the game and really how you can break down yourself. So, just being able to watch your own tape and at the same time, getting little installs from them and being able to recall and, install it just the way that they did. They kind of want to see those things.
Do you feel like you are the best quarterback in this class?
I'm very confident with the player that I am, and I feel like I can do whatever it takes for a team to win. And I feel like I'm somebody who's a culture and an organization changer by the way that I go out there. And I've had success at every level I've been able to win at a rate that hadn't been done before at the school that I was just at. So, like I said, I think there's a lot of great quarterbacks out here. We all have different skill sets and things that separate us. But for me, I feel like the intangibles of what I bring to the organization are kind of what set me apart. And there's a lot. The higher you get at this level, there's a lot more things that are on your back. So I think just being able to be mentally strong, being somebody that's really confident in their identity as a person, praise and blame is all the same. So you got to be able to take that with heart, being able to go out there and produce, and at the same time being able to, being in front of a group of guys who, especially early on, are all older than you, and being able to lead them. You got to be able to do it. So there's a lot of things that go into it. Yeah, Eli's been great. He's been a huge role model for me, somebody who's shed a lot of wisdom throughout my time at Ole Miss. Somebody that like I said, I've really looked up to. So, we've definitely had those conversations, and he's a legend. So I think anytime that when you're around that, Hall of Fame, style of a player, you want to take, little pieces and learn as much as you can. Geez, it's kind of hard to think of just two. I think for me, it's just, it's about, game, like a full game tape, being able to be successful. I think it's, a few throws in my mind that could come. I think that I had a throw against Duke that was pretty cool. Had a red zone throw against Georgia that really fired me up when I was out there on the field and threw it. But like I said, I can't really think of just two that really just set me apart. I mean, those come to mind quickly, but I think, you have a whole field of work that they can look at. Yeah, they've been great. Yeah, being able to sit down with them, have those visits, and really just chop it up. They have a ton of talent, and I think that they're a team that's really going to have a ton of success in these next coming years. I think they're built for success now.
You got some fire when you're on the field. How important is that for you?
Oh, it's huge. I started out playing this game. My dad played safety at the University of Utah. I think he kind of expected me to follow in his footsteps that way. So, I'm somebody who plays with a lot of fire and is emotional on the field, and I like to say that I'm the ultimate competitor. So I think that definitely comes into my play style. Because he's the best receiver in this draft class. That's why. He's a security blanket. Any coverage, he can beat anything. And at the same time, I don't think a lot of people talk about his yards after catch and his playmaking ability. He's elite at what he does. Process-wise, and the person that he is, he's going to change an organization. And you saw it when he was healthy on the field this year. Like there's nobody who could hang with him. Sorry? Yeah, the Syracuse Storm. Yeah. Yeah, I think that, like you said, the game's changed a lot. Being able to play at the quarterback position and extend plays in the pocket, especially, drop back concepts and whatnot. Scramble drills, you see it, a lot of times that those are, huge plays when it all breaks down. But at the same time, you got to just be smart and being able to move the offense down and put your team in the best position. I think that's something that I've always, prided myself on is just trying to be in the most control of the game as you can be, and keeping it easy for the offensive play callers to, keep that train rolling and put your team in a really good situation. So I think there's kind of a happy medium to it.
Jaxson, you said you were a competitor when you always started. What if you were drafted by a team that had a good quarterback that you had to sit behind the gun for a year or two? How adjustment?
Yeah, like I said, I've never sat on the bench before, so that would definitely be an adjustment early on, but I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think it's something that, you can go into a situation and learn as much as you can. A lot of times when you're in that situation, you're playing behind a veteran quarterback who's had a ton of success and just knows a ton about the game, so you got to be a sponge. And I think that, a lot of times you've seen some of the most successful quarterbacks come out of situations like that. You can bring up Patrick Mahomes, as of late, Jordan Love. And for me, I'm excited to just have the opportunity and just compete wherever I go. I know that I can make a room better, I can make a team better. So I'm just going to be a sponge in any situation that I'm in, and really just try to take my game to the next level.
Jaxson, you had a very unique start to your college football career.
Yeah.
And you've developed a lot since that starting point. What was the biggest takeaway from this season?
I think there was a lot of takeaways. I think there's unexpectedly a lot more adversity that we faced that we initially thought that we were going to have to going into the season. But I think that my whole college career has really, developed me for this situation. Like I said, just being able to find my identity, having to change places at such an early age and move across the country, and being ingrained in an offense as a 17, 18-year-old kid. Now I don't think a lot of people talk about that, but I'm the youngest quarterback in this draft class. So, and at the same time, I've had a ton of experience. So I think that my time throughout my whole college career has really put me in a good situation now of being able to overcome adversity and staying persistent.
Last one.
I feel like it's a little bit of a cop-out because he just won the Super Bowl, but, I love Jay Hurts and what he does. I feel like I'm very similar in my play style to him. I feel like we can do a lot of the same things. Obviously he's an elite player and I'm trying to reach that level, but he's been somebody that I've tried to resemble my game after, just because of his versatility, being able to run and throw the ball, and just how strong he is in the pocket. I think that's something that I've had a lot of fun watching and observing his play style.
Thanks, Jaxson.
Thank you, guys.